This is the Noobie Brothers podcast, two nerd dads talking about anything and everything. Thanks for tuning in. Before we start, make sure to check out the guys on social media. You can find them both on their radio station site. If you enjoy the show, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss another episode. Loading the episode now in 3, 2, 1.
Don't believe anything.
Yeah, I'm not even really fat.
There you
This
go.
is a filter.
Did you know, actually, I don't know why you just made me think of that. Limewire's back.
What?
Limewire's back with AI. So it's not like illegally getting music. It's not illegally doing anything. It's creating music via text or via photo. So like I could, in theory, put a photo of you into Limewire and it would make a song off of the stuff in the photo. You, the appearance, I guess it would look at like the logo on your hat. It would look at all that stuff.
Interesting. That'd be a terrible song, though.
I wanted to try it to see like what just at least figure out what genre of music
you
it
could
would
probably input that as part of make a hip hop song based on this picture.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was curious. I was gonna do it, and then I was worried like you would get mad at me for putting a photo of you through like AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't love that.
So I didn't do it. But I thought about it.
I've been using a lot of AI lately.
Yeah.
To generate pictures and stuff.
For the Jaguar stuff.
It's pretty fun.
It is fun.
I get the appeal.
How because yours are way more detailed than when I do it.
Uh-huh.
Like when I do it, they always come out very like watercolory or artsy, not like, I guess the word's not realistic, but
photorealistic.
Yeah,
is the word.
photorealistic.
So there are settings on the side that
Yeah.
you can decide on how you want it. You can do it to come out like origami, or like there's a lot of different cool options, and you just got to mess with it a bit.
I'll have to try it a little bit more because we were working on the bit for you for your hot tank time machine.
Yep.
And I couldn't get it to look anything like a person other than like.
See, I tried it too, and I had a lot of trouble with it as well.
Yeah, I could only get that like blue-haired, almost like unfit Zeus-looking dude in a hot tub.
So like the problem I was having with the hot tub is the angle it was at, and for some reason when it's drawing things, sometimes it has a tendency to like add legs, not just people though, because like Jaguars, like the paws will be backwards or inside out.
It does have trouble with that.
It's
stuff.
a weird thing that's like the thing that they would have trouble with,
or faces, like
because that's
really,
like a finite thing that you can actually like. Okay, that's you see a picture of a Jaguar, you know that the paws
are doing their thing.
What are you looking at? Is somebody coming in?
What? No, I was just. I was just putting my hand out. I was like,
I mean, seriously, I don't like someone with back to the door.
No,
anyway,
but you went like this, so I was like, I was envisioning it over there.
Oh, okay.
You don't do that when someone points to something and then they're describing something. I like paint it in the corner where they were pointing at.
No, I don't do that. That's weird. That's totally weird, dude.
Maybe it's like a mental illness thing.
Yeah, that sounds
maybe.
all right.
I don't know. I literally like when you were doing that. I literally like painted out a square and I started, putting a Jaguar with backward paws in there.
But also like the angle of the hot tub, I didn't like. I couldn't get it to do an angle of the hot tub that I thought. So, and I don't know how to change that. It is like pretty interesting because what I was doing a lot of was making it 8-bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of like it looked like a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
But I couldn't quite get exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
So, and then I got other work to do. So I had to move on.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
I that exact bit, I had to send script off for the radio elements to be made for it. Obviously, there's no visual thing to that. So in my notes, because the guy who does our imaging stuff for us, he and I joke a lot.
He looks like Jon Snow.
He does look like Jon Snow.
And he does know nothing.
He loves the way that I try to like describe things because
he's like your own AI.
Because I'll be like time warp ish. Like he's like, what is even that? I'm like,
doesn't mean anything.
Find the music. I don't know what sounds like a time warp.
If people don't know what we're talking about, this is the new thing we do at 9 a.m. It's brought to you by Celsius Essential Energy. It's pretty cool. It's actually like I get to go back and play stuff that you don't normally hear on the radio that I love growing up.
Yeah,
through all my formative years. So 9 a.m. every weekday. Pretty cool.
You played Closing Time today.
Yeah.
There was. It's funny. It was funny you talking about that because I think you were talking about going in rooms of lady
girls.
friends that you had growing up. I actually my first memory of that song is a remix of that song from this kid. I think his name was Huey Mack or something like that. He sampled it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in college, for whatever reason, it was the song we would always put on, like, as we were getting ready to leave to go out. And so, like, I heard it, and I was like, oh, my God, total flashback. But Tank would judge the crap out of me that, like, my memory of this song is a sample of this song for something else. Like, not even this specific song. But
I always remember it, like, nowadays, the most recent memory I have of it is from The Office. They used to play that when he would close down The Office when Andy was the manager, and Stanley would be like, "This is my favorite song," and it was hilarious. But yeah, no, it's kind of weird, thinking back, being a teenager, and
was there a song when you were a teenager that you associated with either a person, a situation?
Yeah, tons.
That when you got older, you realized the lyrics of that song or that song didn't necessarily match the situation that you were associating it with?
That's a good question, and, like, it would require some real thought.
Okay. Because I have one.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you got?
So, Hinder, Lips of an Angel.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I had my very first kiss. That song was on.
Whoa, okay.
So, like, I always associated with, like, my first kiss, but that song very much not about a first kiss.
I mean, but, frankly, it's called Lips of an Angel.
Right.
And even though the complex story of cheating that's happening within the song,
right,
that doesn't make it any less associatable with your situation.
No, but it was like I wasn't cheating on anybody. It was just.
But still, I mean,
I was cheating on Jesus at that point.
Were you?
Well, you're supposed to wait till you're married. So.
To kiss somebody?
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, maybe.
If you wait till I don't know. If that's the case, I'm going to the bottomest hell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm already, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of fornication, this is your first Christmas as a dad.
Yeah, my first Christmas as a dad. We went and met Santa for the first time. I felt like an asshole. I was so selfish.
Wow.
Okay, and you're going to be really upset with me.
Okay.
So, Quinn's a daycare baby, right?
Yeah.
So, sickness goes through our house, like, all the time.
Oh, sure.
So, Sunday, we were going to take her to where my wife works because they were doing, like, a have Santa moment type thing, and we're like,
I can't believe they'd have Santa at a strip club.
Well, listen, any kind of promotion to get people in. No, but
it's a lot of laps. None of them are Santas there.
A lot of ho-ho-hos.
Your wife is a lovely woman, and she, not that dancers aren't lovely women as well. It's just she does not do that. I'm just making a joke.
So, and also to take Quinn to this one, it was free.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
sounds like you
take that every time. So I need to work on Quinn being a little more hesitant with strangers.
Yeah.
Because right now she's just a baby and she loves everybody. Like she just is excited about everybody. So I got to work on that a little bit.
You're trying to make her racist, is what you're saying.
No, I'm trying to make her a little hesitant to, like, literally someone picks her up. It could be anybody. She's like all smiles and like happy laughing at them. And I'm like,
she just wants out of there. Is basically what it is.
She just wants to go.
Take me away from this cheap bastard.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
But so she did go with Santa, and then but that morning that we were gonna go, I woke up and I didn't feel good at all. Like my stomach was hurting. I thought I was gonna puke, and I wasn't drinking the night before, so this wasn't like a "Are you hungover?" thing. I was like, I don't feel good. And two other things we were gonna do with Quinn, I ended up getting sick beforehand. And so my wife was making the joke. I was like, "Oh, Dad's sick again. He doesn't get to go to, like doesn't have to go. He's just doing it so he can stay home and play video games." Which, by the way, gonna hold that one in my back pocket. Yeah. Especially when she starts doing like musicals and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like those kids.
You're gonna want to go there.
I don't know, man. Her sister sent us some videos of their.
It's different when it's your kid.
I know. Maybe it is.
It definitely is.
It's just like all the kids singing together out of tune is like, ooh.
Yeah, but you're going to look at your kid and you're going to, my kid's
this is
the best
cutest.
one.
This is the cutest thing ever.
One.
Yeah. So time came to leave, and I was progressively getting worse. Like I was like, I'm not good. I was like, I'm not missing Quinn's first time with Santa, though. So I went. So Nicole drives. I'm in the car, like, dying. We kind of get to her work, and she's like, I'll carry Quinn. I don't want you to get her sick. And I'm like, I feel horrible because I'm out now, sick. We go, we meet Santa. Quinn has a great time. We take her out and take some other photos at Nicole's work. And then we're walking back in to her building, and her building is like kind of like ritzy, uppity people. So I'm in jeans and a t-shirt, and I already don't fit the vibe. I beeline it to the bathroom, and I puke my brains out like crazy. Like probably lost 10 pounds in
Oh my God.
minute. Just going to town. Exorcism style, just like. So.
Which is how people order soup sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll take it exorcism style.
So after that, I come out. I'm like, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go. I'm not good, and now I'm starting to sweat. And I'm like, oh no. We get home. I take my temperature. I've got a 106.9.
Oh my God.
I was like, I got a 106.9 fever going on.
What was it? Food poisoning?
I have no idea. It was 24 hours. I took a COVID test because after I had the fever, I was like, oh my God, did I just go do this? There was like 400 people there. I was like, did I just go to this thing with like COVID and get everybody? I tested, I was negative. It was 24 hours. I woke up the next day, felt fine. Nicole actually got it the next day. And so it was kind of like roles reversed. I had to kind of take care of Quinn. But yeah, man, I felt horrible. But I wasn't going to miss Quinn's first.
Well, I don't blame you on that. This is long, I mean, you did what you could. You stayed away from people probably.
I did. I mean, like, fine. There wasn't anybody that, I didn't even hold Quinn. Like, I kind of just was off to the side. Her coworkers all probably think I hate them because I didn't really talk much, mainly because I thought I was going to die
My wife's coworkers think that I hate them.
But that's because you do.
Accurate. That's correct.
Do.
Yes. I remember we were at a resort for one of her conferences.
Yeah.
And I got to tag along. It's in Palm Springs. This beautiful resort.
Yeah.
Unbelievable place.
Was it like a multi-day?
It was, we started off in L.A., and then we drove down to Palm Springs.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like in town.
No, this is L.A., and then Palm Springs is like 2 hours from L.A. It's beautiful there. Unbelievably gorgeous. And the place that we stayed at was this really incredible resort with villas and stuff. We stayed in this villa.
Okay.
It was where the guy who wrote It's a Wonderful Life wrote It's a Wonderful Life.
And that's how you know it's good.
I mean, seriously, yeah.
Yeah, because you wouldn't write It's a Wonderful Life like living in the
if you were at the Gator Lodge on Phillips Highway, you're not writing It's a Wonderful Life.
It's an unwonderful life.
Yeah, it's like, this place sucks, not Gator Lodge. They're a lovely institution, but also I don't think they exist anymore. But either way, so anyway, so we're there, and the guy, this guy, he's like Mr. Handsome. He comes up and he's like,
Clark
hey.
Kent?
Like more like Clark Douche. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I feel like most people would say Clark Douche about Clark Kent.
Yeah,
like,
maybe, but he's like so wholesome. This guy was just like, he got a real.
Is he wholesome, or is he only wholesome because he knows he's better than everybody else?
I mean, but that's the difference between Clark Kent is he doesn't act like he's better than everybody else.
But he doesn't act like he's better than everybody else because he knows he's better than everyone else, which makes it worse.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree, but this guy's just douche, just super douche.
Okay.
He's like, so what do you do? And I'm just like, do you care? And he's like, what? And I was like, do you really care what I do? Because we don't need to have a conversation. Like, I can just sit here. If you can just sit here, I can just sit here.
I would have died.
We don't need to talk about what I do because I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have this conversation with you.
Did your wife murder you?
She was pretty mad.
Yeah, because I'm like...
She almost made me leave.
Because I'm like cringing at that. Yeah. Was this was day one?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, this is day one of Palm Springs.
That's what I mean. But like, so you had to see these people for like...
Yes. And we were at a table full of people. Like, it was the whole legal team.
So everybody knows that they don't like you now.
Well, yeah, probably. But as long as they also know it's mutual.
Yeah, it's sent back their way as well. Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know what it was. I did not want to have the conversation with this guy.
What are the top 3 worst small talk situations?
Work friends.
Work friends or significant others work friends? Because I don't mind, like if your wife were here, like, I'd be so happy to talk to her. I'd be so happy to talk to any of our coworkers, significant others, family members, kids. Like, I'm cool with that. But I'd be less okay with it and want to do it with my wife's coworkers.
Right. No, my wife's coworkers, I want nothing to do with.
Yeah. So that's got to be like a top 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Small talk situation.
You know what's
sucks.
weird is I hate talking to people generally.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
I like talking to listeners.
Yeah.
Because I like getting their feedback and
finding
out what they like.
Yeah,
I find it generally interesting who they are and why they listen, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate them deeply and stuff like that. So I love talking to listeners. When I'm at the store nowadays, and this might just be an old guy thing, but I make small talk with every person that works there.
So that's interesting because I was going to say one of my top 3, like least, like probably worst small talk situations would be like grocery store interactions.
I get it. It used to be mine
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
but
I don't want
like
that.
now, it's just because my grandpa, when I was a kid, I would always go to the grocery store with my grandpa.
Yeah.
And he would do that. And I would be mortified.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
shut up, dude. Let's get these little Debbies and get the hell out of here.
And you know my situation. Like I want to be 10 minutes in a grocery store now.
Yeah.
What I hate now is the one that the store I specifically go to converted to have a bar in it. Place that needs the bar the least is a grocery store. I don't know why these are being added to grocery stores.
Why? Because then if you go with your significant other, one of you can go up to the bar
Right.
and the other can go do the shopping.
Right. But like just who is planning to be at a grocery store long enough to need a beer?
Some people shop. Like you probably go with a list, right?
No.
No, you don't go with a list.
No, I know what. Well, I guess a mental list. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I know what I need.
So some people just go and they just walk around looking for stuff. And
That's like, what are you doing?
I mean, like if you don't have much else going on, it's like getting you out of the house.
If I had literally nothing else going on, I would rather just I don't know. I live in Jacksonville. I'll go walk on the beach. Although, don't make small talk with me there either. Actually,
I would. I tell you this, I would rather go to 3 grocery stores than go to the beach one time.
I know you hate the beach. I love the beach. Like this whole like 4 weekends in a row of nasty weather where you can't do anything is murdering me.
I love it.
I hate it.
Love it.
So much.
Yep.
It's like I'm on like season 12 now of Ink Master because I have nothing else to do. Yeah, it makes me want to get a tattoo. Really, it makes me want to go on Ink Master, but I wouldn't want them to just give me any tattoo. You know what I mean?
I really want to get more tattoos. I'm gonna get a sleeve, and I'm waiting because, frankly, I don't have the money. it's.
Would you do Ink Master? Would you do it?
I wouldn't.
Because like you don't get to. But like a lot of times, it's like you get to choose your style. Like, would you do it then?
Right, but like I have a guy that I trust.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I trust his vision.
But like,
I trust his work.
I mean, it's Ink Master. Like these guys are going to be really damn
Doesn't
good.
matter. It's like it's one of those things. It's like it doesn't matter how good they are for me. It's a matter of trust.
See, so from the awkward small talk with one of my wife's coworkers, I found out he actually went to Orlando specifically to a tattoo guy who was on Ink Master.
Really?
Because he thought I guess what he wanted specifically would match that his expertise.
Sure.
And it sounds like, man, once you're on Ink Master, your price can go way up.
Oh, like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. There's I mean, you probably couldn't get Kat Von D to do a tattoo for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, for less than thousands of dollars. Yeah, no. My uncle was going to New York to one of those
tattoo
shows.
Convention?
Not a convention, but a show had a shop. A shop had a show.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. They did it in New York for a little bit, and then they opened one in Australia. They like moved it to Australia. The show, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Though.
They were gonna go to that, and it was like the waiting list was silly, and the price was outrageous. It was crazy, but no, I mean, I like you find a guy that you like.
Yeah. See, I haven't yet.
I'll send you to my guy Kyle Miller. He's incredible.
I've gotten all 3 of mine are different people, and I mean none of them are. The one on my back was pretty intricate, so like she was really good, but like these 2, they weren't anything crazy, so I wasn't like I need an expert. Like you're just making lines at this.
So like when you start to get things that are a little bit more, not necessarily detailed, but have a little bit more meaning. You know what I mean? I'll meet with Kyle and I'll talk to him about it, and I'll be like, so this is what I'm thinking.
That's what this one was little bit.
And then he'll go, okay, well, what do you think about this? Like this one on my arm, like originally it was just going to be a pair of shoes. And then he was like, well, what if you put flowers in the shoe and like she's trying to fill your shoes, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, like
you know
like
what I mean?
adds and as artists, they know those kind of things. Like even this one, I wanted to get it a lot smaller. I really only wanted it to be like this big. And the guy that I talked to, that's actually up in Mayport, he was telling me like, you know, we can go smaller, but like with how thin you want the lines to be, you go smaller, it's just going to look like a black
especially when
square,
you start to get older and your skin starts to
sag
get all
and be
gross.
nasty. Or when I just inevitably get really fat.
Well,
and it stretches.
hoping.
You know,
listen,
we've already been through.
I could use another fat guy around here.
We've already been down that line of.
We've been down that road, and it's hard for us to get back up because we're both fat.
Dude, sitting on the ground with my kid is like.
Dude, who you telling?
That'll be a topic for next episode. Subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Newbie Brothers podcast. Got 2 holiday episodes coming your way. One for Christmas, one for the New Year. Don't feel like you have to watch them or listen to them before the holiday. Everything going to be relevant because we keep things kind of generic. We don't really go in depth here. It's the Newbie Brothers podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us.